everybody. It's Jennifer calling with Rock Lines Magazine, and we are at day 2 of Upheaval Festival with Alfonso from Heartsick, who just got off stage. Yes. So, this is, I mean, your home state. You're native to this. How is it? How does it feel to be here and festival experience?
It's awesome. We haven't played a festival like almost 2 years because of COVID, so it's really awesome. This was supposed to happen last year, and it was supposed to be like Disturbed and Avatar and all these bands, and it got like shut down because of COVID. So it's awesome to see like this happening and all these people here just having a good time, man. So I can't complain. I am in cloud nine right now for sure. Yeah, definitely.
You guys had a pretty big crowd up here at the top
really cool.
of this hill.
Yes, the hill. I think part of that, I'd be lying if I say like, oh, it's because, everybody loves us. No, I think part of that is word of mouth has been traveling about the band more and more. We've been growing a lot more. And we like sat at the end of the line, like literally for 3 hours, just passing out flyers with our set time on it. We passed out 2,000. Worked. I'm going to go with like half it because people know who we are and the fact that we just a bunch of idiots passing. So I'm going to be very lucky with that.
All right, that's fair enough. Fair enough. So, obviously, home crowd, hometown, all this stuff's very cool. I actually saw you like 3 or 4 years ago. I think at Ink and Clink I first met you.
A long time ago.
And yeah, it was a while ago. And this band like hustles so hard.
We try.
For everything to earn your keep.
Yeah.
So I mean, how you handle kind of the marketing side of it, but there's the music side of it. Like, what's changed in the last few years? I know you've got a bunch of new stuff out, but how's your learn that you're like, I want to do this now? Like,
I think the thing that's changed the most for us is just like seeing the market and how the market works. And right now it's like anything else. Like, I have this idea that like things are cyclical, right? So like, when we were younger, like bell bottoms came back from our parents' age. So like we're in high school in like the early 90s, like people started wearing bell bottoms again. And our parents were like, I can't believe I'm this old. My clothes is coming back, So it's like you come back to it and it's like when we were young, new was really big and you Stained and Disturbed and all these other bands, and that kind of like dove off, and then this metalcore kind of thing rose, right? And then now, we've seen like everybody wants to be a metalcore band because that's what the industry kind of like grabs onto. It's like, oh, this is making money, so everybody needs to sound like this, but then it oversaturates. And I think what we've learned is like we don't want to be into that, like being able to just like fit into one thing. So I think for us it's just writing really diversively and just being a heavy band. Like I think for us, we go into the studio and we're like, we know we're a heavy band. Like we're not going to go into the studio and be like, I think we want to write a Doors ballad, like that's not going to happen. Like all of us are like fucking metal, but we're like, what kind of metal, and like we start kind of experimenting with these sounds. And I think that that's what we've learned the most is how to really just go, screw it, let's take a chance. Like let's not do what we did last time and let's make something that's just like really uncomfortable for us. And it always ends up working because it's something that we really like and it has originality to it. So I think that to me is what we've learned the most, just learning how to be outside of our own comfort zone and without that box of like, this is what's cool in the industry now,
That makes sense. So I am super stoked because you guys announced you're going on tour with Combichrist, which is one of my favorite bands as well. How did that come about, and how exciting is that, and what's going on?
That was 2 years ago. We signed the contract to go on that tour 2 years ago, and then it was like sweet, and then it was like COVID, and then it was like we were supposed to announce like in January, and then it was like no, COVID's still happening. Then in March, no, COVID's still happening, and then we were back again, and then finally we heard, we're like, hey, we're announcing on Monday, and we were like, okay. So that kind of just came about from like the label that we're on, God Size Records, has a couple of connections in there. I made a few phone calls and we were able to finagle our way into that tour. But the tour changed so much. It was supposed to be like 8 different bands, and now it's just like, it ended up being like us, King A10, Combichrist, and Reign of Z, which is still a really great lineup. So I'm just stoked to like leave. Like I've been home for too long, like it's like in working and stuff. So for me it's like this is just so sorely needed for I think everyone. I think for the musicians, for the fans, for the people that love music, I think this is it's good seeing this.
So for the few unfortunate people who have not seen you yet, what can you tell me? I want your top 3 songs men they listen to? Because you talked about being a very diverse band, so I figure you don't want to just choose 3 of the same songs, like, you know, and you guys. So what were the 3 songs that you think would most, you know? And we'll link the little YouTube videos up at the bottom of this. So
if you're someone that's into like gothic, industrial metal, like Three Teeth or like Combi Christ or Nine Inch Nails, I'd say listen to the song Shadow. If you're someone that's into like the typical like just like metal, Lamb of God, Megadeth types of stuff, listen to the song Miami. And then if you're someone who's really into like new metal and has the whole like new metal thing, like Stained and all that, listen to the song Where the Trees Touch the Sun. I think that to me represents the band really well and all the facets of the things that we do.
all right, and so for the people that have seen you and love you and want to support you more, I know you had an Indiegogo campaign. What else can they do to support you and make sure that this Combi Christ thing is just your launch to greater things?
Yeah, I mean, I think like anything else, it's like we're seeing a really big revival in independent music. The internet has really given us a voice, but it's also put this sort of power vacuum into the industry where like the industry still like you need labels and you need all this stuff, and bands are like, well, I mean, you know, I can just put my song on the internet and maybe people will like it. But then you have like the internet companies that like just bury the ever living shit out of anything that you have with algorithms, and you got to buy ads. So I think for anybody, the best that you can do for us or any band is stream and listen and buy the music in some form or way, consume the music in some form or way, tell your friends about it, and go to shows. Like if you do those 3 things, the artist really, really gets a lot of help from that, for sure.
All right, cool. Thank you for talking to us.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, I know. I know, a couple of years, but it will be in Mansfield. I think September 25th is something like that.
Whatever you say.
Yeah, I think it's September 25th.
I know it's in September. Sometime.
We got one Ohio date, only one Ohio date. So
it's in Mansfield. I'm pretty sure it's in Mansfield, the Electric Coast. So, and I think that's September 25th or 26th. One of those
that's
for
around
sure.
my birthday. That's how I remember everything in life, right?
Awesome. Yeah, there you go.
Right, cool.
At least you remember things. I don't remember jack. I remember him having a kid, so I was like, oh, yeah, that's right. That's a thing that's happening now. So, yeah.
All right, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thanks.
Have a good one, all right?